Hello everybody, today I'm sharing with you a simple project of some lovely little lavender sachets I've put together. I had a small piece of the beautiful pink silk left from Crafty shop and I wanted to use it on something special. So what I've done is made some little lavender sachets. They are very simple to make, and I will show you. I'll just do a quick how-to at the end of this video, but first let me show you the little sachets I've made, and just the beautiful soft pink silk here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I didn't want to over clutter it at all because I think it's lovely to be able to see. I've put this beautiful delicate applique piece on it. It was actually a larger applique, but I cut it into two pieces so that I could divide it between the two sachets. I have my sister-in-law visiting this weekend, so I've made these as a little gift for her. I haven't seen her in quite a few years, so I hope she likes them. So they're the first ones that I have made. I've just put a little organza bow on them, and I don't really think they need much more. And I know she's not an overly fussy, like lacy type of person, so I think these will be perfect for her. So they're the first two that I've made. The next one I've made is just in a cone kind of shape. With this one I used the linen that Gail had sent me. It was the same color pink as the beautiful silk. I've used this lovely lace from Crafty shop around the top of it. I've used an applique, a pink applique piece down the front there. And I took the flower off the top of the applique piece and put it in the middle of this little flower here, and then put one of the little pearl and sequin flowers that I made recently in the center there. Just a lovely vintage, it's like an organza ribbon trim flower, and the lovely organza ribbon just sort of cascading around and looped inside of the little cone area there. So that's that one. And then the last one I've made is a heart shape. Oops, little heart shape, just a homemade flower using my own laces and things, and once again the sequin and pearl flower in the center there, a little bit of pale pink beading under the flower, and as a hanger I have a beautiful silver applique piece. It's a very dainty piece, and it was a larger piece also. This is part of it. I've just cut it into some pieces and put a piece down the front here, and also where the appliques didn't cover the front of the heart, I've also stitched it on there as well. I put a pink applique down the either side there, and one down the front. The one down the front also just folds over into the center part there, and I've threaded the little beaded trim through it. I did glue the beaded part onto that, but then I stitched the applique, and I've hand stitched all the applique pieces on also, and that is the last little sachet pillow that I have made. So I'll just quickly show you how I did them. They are very simple, and I'm sure most of you know. Get the piece of fabric that you want to use. In this case it's a square. For the square ones I had a rectangle piece and folded it in half to make a square. In this particular case I'm using a square piece of old linen napkin. I'm folding it up like that, and then I'm going to stitch around the edges. So what I've done, let me just show you what I've done here. Okay, so this is the same size as that last piece that I just showed you. There we go. And as you can see, I have stitched down here and up the top here. Then I've gone around with my pinking shears and just pinked the edges so they don't come undone, because linen can be a little bit like that. It can fray quite easily. If you didn't have a decorative edge and you wanted to have that closed, then, well, you could still leave it open and tuck it in afterwards. I will show you that, which is what I did with the squares. So once you've done that, you can just fold that, turn that through. And you want to get in your little corners. I'll just use my little tool here to get in those corners. Always very gentle on the corners. There we go. If it was a thicker fabric, you might want to sort of cut the corners a little bit on the others before you turn it through. Okay, because that's a decorative edge, I'm not going to tuck that through. I'm going to put some ribbon or something, or lace and a bow, and just stitch that close once I've got my stuffing and my lavender in it. But if it was just plain fabric, all you would do is just turn it through like that now. And if you were gluing, you would glue it. But then if you were stitching, okay, like that, you'd get it nice and even. Because it's got that thicker lace there, it's not wanting to stand straight. Okay, so what you would do is you would either glue it if you were gluing, or if you were stitching, then you would do a little slip stitch to close it all up on one side. Or if you were putting lace and things on top, you could just sew straight over it like that as well. But that's how I've made my little lavender sachets. I have stuffed them with a little bit of fibre fill, which is this sort of thing here. And I've also put inside of them a little lavender sachet, which I've made. I'll have to make one to suit this particular shape, but I have, like, out of different fine fabrics, I've just made little squares and pinked the edges so that I can put them inside of things when I'm ready to put them inside. Like this particular one, I made a little triangular one so it would go inside and then I could stuff around it. Because sometimes, like for the heart, you don't want to be putting that much lavender into a sachet. But you know, this one, oh, it's lovely. You can, I've got it down here, you might be able to just pick that up, and when you go like that, it releases the smell. But very, very, very easy to make. Just make whatever shape you want and have them put aside, so when you make a sachet, all you have to do is pop it in, unless of course you want to fill the whole thing. Okay, so they are my lovely little lavender sachets. I hope you like them. I hope you found that video useful. And if you're heading over to Crafty Me Shop, it's a Facebook page, there will always be some sort of notification at the top of the page telling you when the next sale is on. Please don't be put off if the banner on the Facebook page says closed, because all that means is the shop is not open at that particular time. It doesn't mean the group no longer exists. It just means that the shop is actually closed at that time. You can still join the group. I think Esme's been doing a lot of live sales lately, which are different to the quick bid ones. Mind you, I think they're still very quick. I haven't had the chance to take part in one of those yet, but very soon I will be. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so I hope you like my little projects here. I think they're very pretty and great for little gifts for Christmas, which is coming up in a couple of months. Very easy to use up those last little bits of lace and appliques and fabrics that you might not know what to do with. So take care everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.